Joining me in studio right now is Kevin Richards. We are our Tech News with Kevin Richards segment, and I appreciate your coming in today.
Hey, absolutely. Great to be back with you.
Let us get right into a lot of stuff going on. Apple, I know, has made some changes to their kids section of the App Store. What's this all about?
Absolutely. One of the key things that makes Apple such a great product for people to have is they've got their App Store. And what's making it really unique is that they take the time to curate the apps that are in there. They make it safe for you to download in a world that isn't necessarily always safe. So what they've announced, and what's interesting is that they chose to announce it via Twitter. So that's, giving some authority and value to Twitter. And, if that's where people are going to announce things, that's where you should be paying attention. That's why Twitter is doing so well as far as, in the news. And with Apple and their App Store, what they've done is they're trying to encourage family time. And that's what they're calling it. They're calling it family time with apps. And they're trying to show parents how they can find the best apps that fit their child's needs. So they're doing it based upon age groups, and it's ages 5 and under, ages 6 to 8, ages 9 to 11, and they're trying to make it so you can get in there, get involved, and instead of having family time where everybody's just staring at their device and ignoring each other, maybe we can actually all be working together and looking at those same apps.
So each person has their own little iPad or whatever, and they're all on the same app at the same time, and they're sharing that, or what?
Exactly right. You can, the way we do it in our house is, the kids are, 5 and 8, so they'll ask for a new app that they've heard from their friends. So we'll try to log in, we'll find it. And, one of the neat things is it'll tell you whether or not it's a free game. It'll tell you whether or not they're in-app purchases.
Okay.
So that's kind of a big deal. You want to make sure you're aware of what's going on there. You don't want there's been a lot of lawsuits on that with Apple and also Google in regards to in-app purchases and, people ending up with huge bills that they weren't expecting after downloading an app. So,
all right, let me talk about the CES that was just here, because I know Dell announced that they're attempting to deliver a better hardware product than Apple. Seriously, tell me about this.
Well, it's always the age-old question, or PC or Mac. You remember those fun commercials, right? So Dell is trying to say they've got better hardware, which is technically true. They've launched their XPS 13 laptop, and they're calling it the most compact 13-inch laptop on the planet. And it's only 0.6 inches at its thickest point, weighs just about 2.5 pounds. And when you compare that to Apple's product, their 13-inch MacBook Air is a little bit heavier and a little bit thicker. It's 3 pounds. So, if a thin device is one of the most important things to you, Dell's working on making it thinner. They're also working on improving the resolution on the screen. They're working on improving the battery life. The MacBook Air is only able to deliver about 12 hours, and Dell is claiming that you can get up to 15 hours. Now, here's the big difference. PC products are usually less expensive than Apple and Mac.
Right.
So you got pricing starting at $799 for this Dell product versus the competing MacBook Air is $999.
All right, but here's the difference, though. I've become a Mac head, so I get it, and that is one. I have fewer problems with my Mac than I ever did with a PC. Every week, I would say 2-3 times a week, I would have to reboot my PC when I had it in those days. And it would reboot, be fine for a while, and then it would be time to reboot again. That's number one. Number two, if I had a problem with it and I want to talk to somebody, I usually would get somebody who barely spoke English in some foreign country, the other side of the world. I get a hold of somebody for Apple, and if I have a problem because I have Apple Care, which nobody else offers anything like Apple Care, man, they're there on the spot taking care of it. And first thing they say to you, which nobody else has ever said, what's your phone number in case we get disconnected? I want to get back to you. It's like, seriously?
That's right. They actually don't want the call to drop.
Right. No, they want to take care of the problem. They want to
Right.
solve it. And so it's the service and it's the quality of the product that has impressed me so much. The old cliche, once you go to Mac, you never go back. That's
right.
me. That's me.
So what that really all boils down to, the key difference between PC and Mac is with a PC, it's very, very open. There's tons of opportunities. There's tons of different hardware options. That's why the prices are lower. That's why there's so much software being developed for it. But the difference is with Mac, the hardware is designed to work with the software. And you're going to end up with, when you do those updates, you're most likely going to have a pretty good product. On a PC, I've had the experience where I've got the latest, greatest product. We download the latest Windows, and suddenly the touchscreen stops working because that software wasn't made to work with that particular piece of hardware.
See, that's what I'm talking about. If you want to join in, any questions for Kevin, you can join in right now at 257-5396 and 702-257-KDWN. That's our Centennial Toyota phone line. Joining me right now here in the KDWN Studios, Tech News with Kevin Richards. Good to have you here.
Happy to be here.
All right, so we boiled down the difference between Apple and PC. And so I know I say a lot about it. Everyone has to understand that I don't get paid anything from them. I'm not a spokesman for them. There's nothing spiff under the table or anything like that. I just happen to, I made the switch over when I got so disgusted with PC, and I have never been happier. And, you want to share your experiences, especially when you're happy with something with people, or when you're ticked off, you do as well.
That's right.
So that's great. Now, Google, I want to go back talking about Google a little bit because they've got something out called Translate, and I'm not sure what that is, but I wanted at least to ask you about it.
Yeah, so Google has a product. It's also an app. You can visit it via desktop or you can visit it via your mobile devices, and it allows you to translate from one language to another. And it's pretty cool. It's been around for a while. We've talked about it a little bit before. And what's new about it today is they now have what they're calling word lens. So say you're in a foreign country and you want to know what a sign says right in front of you. You can point your camera right at that sign and it'll translate it for you. So no longer do you have to figure out how to, use the right keyboard, put in the right accents on the letters or anything like that. You just take a picture of the sign and it'll translate it.
Really?
I mean, it's really neat technology.
Wow.
I mean, for them to be able to snap a picture, read words, and then immediately translate it for you. I mean, this all happens in milliseconds.
Now, you can download it right now?
You can. It's available right away.
Does it cost money or what?
No, it's a free app from Google.
Translate.
Google Translate.
Okay. All right. Why am I having a problem, by the way, with putting my Google Earth up on my computer? I know. I'm just asking. You made me think of that when you said about that because I used to use. I would click. I used to have a click on something. It would automatically go to somebody say, "What address do you want to go to?" You plug something in. It goes right there. Now it's like I have to keep downloading something, and I downloaded it. It keeps telling me I have to keep downloading it. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Google Earth is a cool product from Google. It's an extension, or it's better than Google Maps. Google Maps has a specific usage. Right. Google Earth is all about true data about the Earth. You can draw straight lines between places. You can draw multiple lines. You can figure out how long your run is. It's got great satellite imagery. So the answer to your question. So the answer to your question is you've probably not. It's actually a program you're supposed to install. It's not necessarily just an online program. So there's probably something missing. You've not fully installed it into your computer.
So it's my fault.
Oh, I didn't say that. I mean,
it's my fault. Okay, so I'll have to check this out and I'll get back to you. If not, I'll give you a call.
Speaking of that, Google Maps also came out with some new stuff today.
Like what?
Well, you can now filter your searches on Google Maps for restaurants by the cuisine type. So you can actually use this tool to, this is their attempt to start competing with Yelp. Yelp has got a lot of traffic, a lot of users. So they're trying to make sure that you can use Google Maps to find good information as well. You can see current weather information for cities around the world that you're searching for. And you can also, if you're one that rides public transportation, you can actually add transit directions to your calendar, so it'll tell you how to get to where you're going.
Okay, so that's it's the new Google Maps, or they just added it to it.
Well, yeah, it's a new download, new feature, new.
Okay.
It's all, as you get a lot of updates every now and then on your phone, and you just push the update button, and these are the new features that'll be rolling out.
Okay, I've hesitated because of some problems. But,
I'm aware of those updates.
Yeah, I like to have you do it first, then you can tell me, well, wait a minute, no, you can do it now. I want to get into something else real quick, which I know you didn't bring up, but just real quickly, the president is backing a government-run internet. He's touting the ability of local governments to provide high-speed internet to their residents because some places have restricted the competition. But on the other hand, I have a huge concern and fear about government-owned internet itself. I'd like to see competition, and where it doesn't exist, I would like to see that opened up, and it should be a state-by-state issue. Allowing locales opening competition to different type of internet resources. I like that idea, but the government coming in, something about that just kind of gives me the chills a bit because they can then filter what you see or what you what information you get.
Yeah, it's not a new idea for cities and locations to put up their own broadband. It's been talked about for 10 years at least that I've been aware of. So the problem that I see is it's funny. You and I have talked a bit about how America gave up control of domain names, ICANN, and that we looked at that as a big issue. Why should we give up that control of making sure the internet remains free? And so now on the other side of the spectrum, now we're talking about allowing local governments to go in and set up internet service providers and basically compete with what should be a private entity. And what's interesting is we've talked a lot about the NSA spying. A lot of that is done by getting in between the person doing the searching, person using the internet, the individual, and the other websites who are providing the information. Doesn't it seem like a great way to kind of circumvent having to take data from other ISPs? Just go out there and build your own internet, have everybody connect through you, and then suddenly you have all the data. You can also choose to throttle websites. We've talked about what throttling means in the past, where one website is allowed to go full speed ahead, while another website maybe delivers a little bit more slowly. And on the internet, a slow website is the kiss of death. If you're going to a website, it's taking forever to load. You're going to click the refresh button a couple times, and if that doesn't fix it, you're out of there.
Wow.
So if they don't agree with some content, the opportunity exists for some throttling to take place. And just it's a common thing right now. A lot of big companies, they purchase data from internet service providers. That's how we kind of figure out which websites are popular, which ones aren't. It's taking that need right out of it. If you are the ISP, you no longer even have to go buy data. You have all the data.
Yeah, see, that's be of concern to people. Although obviously some people have that data, of ours right now. Real quick, we haven't got a lot of time. I just want to mention. I know there was another article I saw on smartphone separation anxiety. If you don't have your phone with you, and I just want to say. That sounds so stupid, but it's true. It's true. I mean, and I have to make sure if I'm going somewhere, I got to have my phone with me. I feel like it's an extension of, it's like, I don't know what it's like. It's more important than my wallet, actually.
Well, see, you really hit the nail on the head right there. The entire point of the study was basically saying, what they tested was if you have your phone and it's next to you and it's ringing, somebody's trying to contact you, does that distract you from being able to do a word search puzzle? Well, of course it does. If you know that you're supposed to be working or you're supposed to be doing something, or you're just a good person and you want to take care of whatever that person on the other end of the phone needs, of course you're going to be distracted from performing.
But I want to stay in contact. I mean, not only in my business, but with my family and stuff like that. You always want to have the opportunity to stay in constant contact. What if something comes up? Right.
I think the better way to look at this study is, if you are constantly looking at your phone, if you set it down, you walk away from it for a few minutes, and then before you know it, 5 minutes later, you're back checking it again, checking the inbox, checking the Facebook feed.
That's neurosis.
That's a little bit different.
Right. Person has to go get a little bit of help for that. All right. Listen, if you want to find out more about Ventura web design, by the way, by way of discussion, they did go ahead and design my website, alanstock.com. Go to alanstock.com, and on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see it says Ventura web design. Click onto that. You'll get in touch with Kevin Richards and all the folks and good products at Ventura web design. By the way, up on my page right now is my interview the other day, my 2-hour interview with the Friends of Elvis Presley, and that was a fun 2-hour interview. Wasn't political, and I just had a lot of fun, and you guys put it up. Thank you very much for getting that up there.
Yeah, the website's a great place to catch up on the show if you happen to miss a minute of it.
Without a doubt, absolutely the case. Right now, anyway, I do thank you for coming in. Appreciate it very, very much, and we'll do it again next Thursday.
Absolutely.
Kevin Richards with our Tech News. A lot more coming up.